So I've just been thinking about happiness lately, and I feel like happiness is just, there's really like just like 3 steps for me personally. I'm not like I've never been a very naturally happy person. Like it doesn't just like come effortlessly to me. Like I need guidance, and it's about time that guidance has sunk into my head because it's been about 18 years and finally like something has gotten through to me, and I'm just so thankful for whatever it was out there that's gotten me, thinking this hard. And it might be cheesy for me to think that like something's been helping me, but I don't know, something's clicked. I just want to talk about how, I realized like basically 3 main things. Okay, I'm not gonna say I'm like the most bubbly person ever. I'm really not. Like I am very sarcastic and bitter and cynical sometimes, but that doesn't mean that I'm not happy, I'm content. So, I feel like number one. Oh my god. Number one for happiness. Okay. Well, don't take things too seriously. Let me just tell you, I am the person who takes things the most seriously. Like I probably shouldn't do that for everything. Like my parents say, like, Erica, you're like so sensitive. By the way, my name's Erica. Okay, it's like, Erica, you need to stop taking things so seriously. Like, okay, granted, you should take some things like seriously, but I used to, especially around this time of the year, around the winter time, I used to get really upset. I don't know if I have or had seasonal affective disorder, I don't know, like, but my moods changed drastically during the winter time. And I would let every little thing affect me, especially during the winter time. So if my friend was like, oh, Erica, like, oh, you did something, like, shut up, I'd be like, okay, not just randomly shut up, but within the context of something, and if I was in a bad mood and my buttons were out there to push, which they always are during the winter, I don't know, my friend would just be like, oh, like, shut up. And I'd be like, what the hell? Like, why are you even telling me to shut up? Like, what did I do? Like, what is wrong with you? And it just, it would literally put me in the bad mood for the rest of the day. And then not only did it put me in the bad mood, it led me to having feelings of self-doubt, and it lowered my self-esteem a lot. Like I was like, why does no one like me? Why don't I like myself? Like, when am I ever gonna be pretty enough? Like I just like didn't understand that like he didn't mean it. Okay, I didn't have like some sort of like anger management issue. I never got explosively mad at someone. I just kind of contained it. I would stare at people and just, if they did something wrong, I would just be like, they're like, Erica, you give me that face again. I'm like, yeah, I know, because you just said something that really bugged me, and yeah. People call me Urka, and I'm like, you really irked me, and they're like, haha, and I'm like, no, it's not funny, it's not that funny. Yeah. Okay. Basically, don't take things too seriously, because people don't mean it. Either one, they don't mean it, or two, they mean it, and who gives a flying, like, shitball about them? Yes, don't give a flying shit about those people. I feel like it's a lot about knowing when it's just you who's in a bad mood and you who's misinterpreting it, and that person actually being offensive to you. If it's a racial slur, honestly, I don't care. Like, I think that no matter how like innocent a racial slur is, like, I think that has some ground for being offensive, no matter what it is that you said. No matter how innocently, no matter like how nicely you put it. You said something racist, something that affects you as a person, something that you really definitely cannot change, something that like you were born with. No, that's not okay. Other things like your hair looks like shit. Like, okay, well, fuck you. Your hair looks like my cat just coughed it up. I don't have cats, but your hair looks like I don't know, ugly. Yeah. Number two, I was thinking, number two, don't be easily discouraged. Well, So the thing is about this part is, this is within my interpretation. I'm saying don't get easily discouraged, as in when you hit a kind of high in your life, like not like a high, like I've never been high, but anyways, so like when you hit like a high in your life and you're kind of just, you're like, oh my god, everything is going so great, like I have the best boyfriend, I have the best job, everything is going so great. I don't know, don't think that things are gonna mess up just because things are going great. I have that problem myself, but you know, it's really hard to try to take your own advice sometimes. And recently, I've been taking my own advice, and it actually kind of works sometimes. Just appreciate what you have at the moment. Don't think so much about what is going to happen in the future, because, you know, like one of my best friends just told me yesterday, she said, I was doubting myself again. I need some, like, reset button sometimes. Like, I need someone to, like, clean the slate and just tell me that, like, you were dumb. Okay, so my friend was like, she's like, Erica, like, you need to stop doubting the present. It's okay to doubt the future, but it's just don't doubt the present. If you're going to spend so much time worrying about when the next bad thing is going to happen, then you're going to be unhappy all the time. You're going to just be worried, paranoid. Things aren't going to be great because you're expecting it so much. I mean, maybe it's better if maybe you're the kind of person who thinks that, you know, if bad things are happening, they should creep up on you gradually so you could deal with it, you know, in a more balanced way. But you can't control what bad things happen. You know, you can't, no matter how much you think you can control your situation, you can't. You can control the little things that you specifically do and the way you are, your role as a contributor to the people around you. You know, I'm not gonna try to make it all like educated sounded, but you know, you can control your actions. You can't control the actions of people around you, and therefore you cannot control your happiness if it is based around what happens around you. So, find your inner peace. Imagination. Yay. Okay. Again, I'm not telling you how to live your life. I kind of just needed to talk, even if this is just to myself, about, you know, how I've been so much happier. I think it's because, yeah, I'm just going to tell you the third thing before I even tell you why. So, the third thing is, don't depend on other people for your happiness. So I already said this, kind of, for the other thing. I started this again. Other people, you know, like, I used to depend, this was one of my huge faults in high school. I mean, obviously high school was not that long ago, but I didn't know for so long. I should have just known. I should have just said to myself that, you know, like, other people do not make you happy. Yeah, they can make you happy for like a second, but they don't make you happy for like forever. Because people are going to change and you're going to change. And what if like what makes them happy isn't what makes you happy anymore? Your parents will tell you that your friends are not, they're like, oh, why do you have to hang out with your friends? Like, you know, you guys are going to grow up apart anyways. You just have to learn it eventually. Like, my parents have told me that a bunch of times, like, stop caring so much about your friends. And I'm just like, these are my friends. Like, they've been there for me through everything. Like, honestly, what did I go through during high school? Maybe, like, some dry skin and, like, some acne. I still got some. College is stressful. You know, maybe I was a little overweight for a while. But then, you know, little things, like, you start realizing that you think that that's making you unhappy, like, being overweight or, like, having bad skin. That just means that once you fix that problem, there's something new that's gonna pop up for you to, like, fixate on. Like, I remember middle school, I was obsessed with the gap in my teeth, and then, like, how big my nose was, and, like, my hair, and then I started feeling that I was overweight, so then I joined cross country, and I lost about, like, 20 pounds. Then after that, I still was so unhappy. I didn't know. I depended on so much of the factors that I thought that people cared. that I was a little chubby or whatever. I thought that people cared that my nose was big because someone called me a pig nose in 6th grade. It sucked. I don't think I have a pig nose. I don't know. Yeah. No, I'm gonna sneeze. Well, you know, and I also, it didn't make me happy, you know? Like, I also did a lot of those things, the whole losing weight thing. You know, I did it for this, I'm gonna say, I want this guy. And, you know, I put a lot of faith, a lot of trust, a lot of my high school, like, fantasies, not fantasies, I didn't fantasize about him. It was just kind of like, all that stuff you see in the movies, I expected that from him because he told me he loved me. Yeah, okay, that was irrelevant. He had complete control over my emotions for 2 years, and I was so unhappy all the time. And it just was ridiculous. Like, how can someone else make you that unhappy? Okay, I'm not saying that I didn't, like, if someone really matters to you, of course they're gonna, like, and they're a huge part of your life, then of course they're gonna be part of your happiness, like a little aspect of it. But they shouldn't, like, ruin your life, because my grades started going downhill. Like, okay, going downhill for me is, I know, it's like, A's to, like, really B's and stuff, and yeah, whatever. Yeah, and it was bad. I only got 2 A's that entire year, and they were both in woodshop and band, and that was it, because I was spending so much time thinking about him. People do not make your happiness. What we think of ourselves is like, it's what everyone else thinks of us, built up, you know. It's not what other people think of you is not what you should think of yourself. You should just do the little things that make you happy. If someone says, ew, that's weird, like, okay, well, don't just stop it just because it's weird. It makes you happy. Like, not like things are, like, harmful to you, completely disgusting, maybe, but you know what I'm saying? I don't know. I just thought that since I am about to start a new semester, I should just talk about some things that have helped me get through this semester, because I didn't want to go to my college at all, because originally I had planned to be a piano performance major and maybe something else, maybe like English or French. And then I got into the schools I auditioned for, but we didn't have enough money to get me to go there. So my mom works at the university that I go to, and so we decided to go there, and I was extremely unhappy. If you want anything, if you want me to, like, make a video, I don't know if that's what people do, like, about me coping with this first semester and how I became more happy, well, just ask for it, because I'll tell you more specific details. But basically, this is what helped me the entire time. These little 3 things, okay, this is 6, but these 3 things are the things that I just kept thinking over and over to myself, and eventually they grabbed onto this little, like, hand in my brain, this weird little, like, person. It was like, oh yeah, me, pick me, this little advice person, yeah, me. I don't know what I'm talking about. Yeah, and I did have a little, like, oh, I'm so dumb, I'm so talentless kind of phase, but just keep reminding yourself, and I'm just, like, feeling empowered. You know? Okay, well, let me know your thoughts on happiness. Thanks.